Good morning, happy people. It is early morning and I am coming out here while it's cool to get done what I can get done. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my morning chores and getting animals outside and moving some animals around. So come on with me and let's get this day started. All right, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to head out here, and we have all of our pastures, basically from the chicken coop all the way over the market garden area. That all needs to come down. We're done grazing that for now, and we are starting back up at the top. So I need to get all of the stuff basically from right here over down and brought up. So that's what I'm going to start with this morning, is getting all of this. You can see all this tape, get all of it down, all the stakes pulled, and get it back up here to the barn so that I can use it to make future paddocks. Beautiful sunrise this morning over the farm. Don't you think, Rumor? Yeah? Beautiful sunrise. All right. This side is now all cleaned up. I can now access my burn pile, which is on the other side of that tree. And that tree obviously needs to be cut up and burned. So now I have access to a burn pile. There for a while, both of my burn piles were inside pastures. So I haven't been able to do any cleanup or anything. So now I have access to a burn pile. I have a full wheelbarrow of stakes and tape. So now I can go to building more pins. And as you can see, we have a double wire pin here. And then the next pin over is going to be velvets. And the sheep are taking over the first pin. So, and of course the hayfield, the only thing that's on the hayfield right now is the chickens, and they're on their way out because the grass is getting quite tall. So we're going to try to get the chicken tractor off of that until we cut, so that we're not damaging the grass by moving the chicken tractor around on it when the grass is tall and it just breaks the stems. So we're going to try that this time and see if we have a better yield. So, all right, so they'll come from their pen and they'll go through the race all the way to this pasture. And they will have this whole pasture to graze for now. And then when they get done grazing this, then I can move them over. And hopefully by then, we may have more fences built. We will see. But this is very exciting. I hope. We'll see how it goes. Lord, everybody else is up now. They know I'm up. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bronco. There's no backing out now. We're not gonna chicken out of this. We're gonna do this. I know that fence is hot because it shocked my dogs a couple times. Okay, you guys, it's time for you to go to your new home. Come on. Come on, Billie Jean. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Forrest. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bronco, go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on, Billie Jean. Go on, kids. Come on. Good girl. Come on, boys. Keep going. Good kids. Keep going. Come on, Billie Jean. Come on, you're almost there. Come on, Billie Jean. You're almost there. There you go. And they're in. Okay. I'll turn this off super quickly and then turn it right back on as soon as I get them locked in here. Hang on just a second, guys. Alright. Well, they are happy dappy in their new pasture. Hopefully that continues to be a good thing. And I'm gonna get them some water and get everybody else out. This has taken most of my morning. Not most of my morning, it's only 8 o'clock, but I'm gonna let them enjoy their new pasture and we will see how they do. I'm excited to have them back where there's plenty of food and it's free. We won't have to hay them as long as they've got pasture to eat. So that's great news. All right, I'm gonna get back to work, get everybody watered and I gotta get Velvet out and get sheep out and all that, so. All right, so we've gotten all of our morning chores done. And we have clean fresh water for the calves. They haven't even so much as come back up to the front to get water. They've just grazed the whole way down, and now I don't know if you can see her, but Billie Jean's laying down way on the other side of the pond. And I say pond, it's a pond fail. It's not a pond. Those of you who've been here have been down in it with me. It's a failed pond that now has a trench dug out the back of it so that the water doesn't stay there. And that was all done. The previous owners did that. And it's fine just the way that it is for me. I don't particularly love the trench because I can't really use that as a grazing area for my horse, because I'm afraid like if she fell in it, it would be impossible to get her out. but it does allow the water to drain, and it also does allow the water somewhere to, you know, to flow to and then drain out the bottom of the property. So so it doesn't bother me too much, and I think that I am, because I lost my willow in the hayfield, I think I'm gonna plant a willow down there in the pond. See, Velvet got clean water. The girls got clean water. Hey girls. You guys are really putting a beating on this little pasture I got made up for you here. And we got the babies watered and taken care of. They're napping. Let's see if I can sneak in here. And got Velvet's stall clean. Hi guys, they busted me. But they got fresh water, and we got Velvet's stall all clean. And that is all of my fencing that I have left over, and I'm, oh dang it, I didn't mean to wake them up. I am going to keep that wheelbarrow. I'm just going to keep it full of fencing supplies. I'm not going to use that because I used almost all of the tape that I have right now to get the calves here, you know, to get that alleyway set up. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Mr. Wonderful is going to be visiting within a month, and he is going to bring me a whole bunch of tape from Oregon, because we've got a couple of surprises that are in the works, but I don't want to spoil it. So, but hot wire fence is potentially coming with him, and so I don't want to spend a ton of money on hot wire fence when I've got some coming from Oregon. And just in case these guys don't do well out here, if I see them start testing the fence or, you know, anything, I want to have that stuff in the wheelbarrow just ready to go, to where I can set that right back up and push them right back to that old pen. And on top of that, I want to be able to push them back to that old pen for when Mr. Wonderful does come, because when he does come, we are going to be building some permanent fences out here on this area that the animals are grazing now, and I don't want the animals to be in his way. So I will go ahead and herd the calves back over to their original pasture, which allows for them to be out of Mr. Wonderful's way while he builds pastures, because he's not going to be here for a long time. He's just got a certain amount of time that he can come and build fences and then leave again to go back to work. And also while he's here, we may or we may not go ahead and take Bronco to the sale. I believe that we will right now. The answer is we are going to take him to the sale when Mr. Wonderful's here. But that could change. So we will see. We are not keeping him or Forrest for our own consumption. We have Billie Jean for our own consumption. So at some point they are going to leave anyway. I just don't know if it's going to be within the next month or if we're going to wait for longer. But all of my animal chores are done, and I have sat down here and cleaned these chickens' water, and then cleaned the pool. And while I was sitting there, had my feet in the pool, I heard some barred rocks sounding a little bit like maybe they were laying eggs. So I'm gonna see if they were. Oh. Oh, look at that, you guys! We have our first barred rock eggs. How exciting! Good job, ladies! Yay! That is so exciting! I thought that was, for sure it was that, that very distinct sound that they make when they're laying an egg. And that is super exciting. We have our first eggs from this coop, which is just wonderful. So, and FYI, there's a few things that I've been seeing online and questions and things like that have been popping up on like Facebook groups. One of the things, these eggs there doesn't seem to be any discoloration or anything wrong with these eggs. But one of the things that, well, there's a little, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of speckling on the end of this egg. But one of the things that will happen with your young hens is, well, there's several things that I'm gonna say. One of them is that they are smaller than they will be when they're an adult. They're getting everything kind of situated and worked out, and so they are smaller. Your double yolkers, it's common to get double yolkers in young eggs. And that is just because, again, the hens are trying to figure out the whole, assembly line of making an egg, and sometimes you get 2 embryos in 1 egg. Another thing is that sometimes the eggs, especially if you have like Easter eggers or olive eggers or your dark egg laying chickens, sometimes you'll get some speckling or some discoloration on your eggs, and that is just, again, the body is just trying to figure out how to make the egg, and it's working out the kinks. They're just kind of going through the stages and the steps of working out the kinks and laying their eggs. With your darker egg layers, the longer that the egg is actually in the tract to come out, the darker the egg is going to be. So sometimes you're going to have egg layers that are going to have a certain color of egg, like let's say you bought colorful egg layers, and you bought them for their dark blue eggs, and when they first start coming out, they're light blue. Give them some time. They're trying to get everything worked out and get the egg laying conveyor belt, if you will, situated inside their bodies. So give them some time before you write them off and say, this isn't what these chickens aren't what I bought or whatever. The other thing is that you do not want to take your young eggs and you do not want to incubate these. These are baby eggs. You don't know if they're if everything's correct inside. If you're not going to have deformed or retarded babies, and you certainly don't want to have to cull a minute or day old or chick because it's got a deformity. You certainly don't want to hatch out an incubator full of chicks that only have 1 leg, or they have 3 wings, or just weird things can happen. You don't want to incubate your young chicken eggs. You want to wait until everybody's a little different, but from what I understand, you want to wait until your egg layers have been laying for 6 months before you start actually saving eggs from them to incubate. So good to know. And not all information that I have known for a long time. The incubating young eggs, I didn't actually know that until just a few months ago. And again, this old farm, she's a lady that I got some of my eggs that I hatched out that are in the chicken tractor. And I follow her on Facebook, and she's extremely knowledgeable. She's like an encyclopedia for chickens. And she actually put that out there on Facebook, and I read that and went, oh wow, I did not know. So whenever I can pass something along to you guys that will benefit you if you're starting this journey or don't know, then definitely can't hurt. But this is exciting. I cannot wait to see if we start getting, you know, a bunch of good production out of these guys. That's what they're here for. So I am going to move on to garden chores. It's getting up there in temperature. We are supposed to have a heat index of 109 today. And it's not even noon, and it's already a heat index of over 100. But I think that I would like to try to just do one wheelbarrow out of the garden now that I'm nice and cooled off, because my feet have been in that pool. And I just drank a glass of ice water. I think we're probably getting another egg laid right now. That's the sound. And of course, Bart's just all upset. What is going on with my ladies? They're screaming. There is my beautiful harvest. Got some white scallop squash, some Queen of the Night tomatoes, some I'm gonna have to go check and see what those are. Some Chapon de Malinauco tomatillos, and then of course I got some dahlias and celosia for cut flowers. And we continued on the project of ripping out squash. So we're getting the garden cleared out. We did get some okra, which is good. And check out these okra flowers. They're just absolutely beautiful. Okra, it's related to hibiscus, which is in the marshmallow family, and they make beautiful flowers. So the garden we're getting cleared out, and that is my wheelbarrow for today that needs to go to the chickens. It's getting some much needed water today. We are heating up. There you go, you squash bug eating queens. Eat them up, girls, eat them up. Chickens are amazing for the garden. And as you can see, it is time to go inside and hide. So that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to go in and hide from the heat until the cool of the evening approaches us, and we can come back out again and work. I hope that you guys enjoyed coming along with us today, and I wish you a very blessed day. I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.